Binigyan din ng Agriculture Department na ang layunin ng Rice Tariffication Law ay gawing mas abot-kayang presyo ng bigas.
Good day and welcome to Pros and Cons, where we ask the hard questions and you decide which side of the truth you would choose to believe.
Rice tariffication is a measure that seeks to improve the country's rice supply by liberalizing imports. Now farmers are complaining as Palay farm gate prices plunge to as low as 7 pesos per kilo, while traders profit from shipment upon shipment of imported rice. The government is being urged to protect farmers from losing their livelihood to imported rice. Today in Pros and Cons, we raise the question: what happened to the original purpose of rice tariffication? How can the government help farmers reeling from low palay prices? Is there a need to amend the rice tariffication law to benefit farmers?
Are farmers now at the losing end of rice tariffication? This measure is being blamed for the ridiculously low prices of palay, which is crippling the livelihood of farmers. So what should the government do at this point? To answer those questions, our dear followers and viewers, we have here on the show two gentlemen, who are experts in the field of agriculture. Unahin na po natin ipakilala sa aking kanan, si dating Agriculture Secretary Leonardo Montemayor, who served as Usec nung panahon po ni GMA.
Yes,
if I'm
that's
not
correct.
mistaken.
That's correct.
He is now the chairman of Policy Board ng Federation of Free Farmers of the Philippines. Is that right?
Correct.
Opo. Kumusta na po ngayon, sir? What keeps you busy nowadays?
Well, this rice crisis is one thing that keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Lalong lumaki ang problema ng ating mga magsasaka. So we really have to find ways and means in collaboration with, for example, the DA, Department of Agriculture.
So, yun, maganda pag-usapan po natin yan, yung effect ng rice tariffication law na sinasabi, yung impact niya. In fact, a few months back, pinag-usapan na po namin dito yan, and now it's being implemented. Kukumustahin naman natin yan, at kasama po natin dito ang comebacking guest po natin from the Department of Agriculture. Walang iba po kundi si Undersecretary Ariel Cayanan. Siya po ang Undersecretary for Operations and Agri-Fisheries Modernization ng Department of Agriculture. Welcome back, Usec.
Maraming
Kumusta
salamat.
na ngayon?
Maraming salamat po sa pag-imbita at ito po.
Pagka may krisis, laging ikaw paborito namin. Sabi nga ni Secretary, marami daw problema ngayon. Totoo ba maraming problema?
Challenges po for a more positive approach.
Okay. Challenges na pwede namang i-address. What keeps you busy now?
Ito po, isa po rito yung tinuturing nating crisis, yung sabi nga po natin, yung mababang palay price po na farm gate price.
I see. Alright, mamaya po lalaliman natin yung discussion dun sa presyo na yan ng palay. When we return, we'll start our discussion on rice tariffication and the palay crisis. Pros and cons, we'll be right back.
Ang maganda ho dito ay yung naibabalik ko yung pera ng bayan sa mga kababayan natin sa pamamagitan ng mga medical assistance. Ganito kasi simple yan. For example, kanina, pagdating sa hospital ng Pagadian, ng Zamboanga del Sur, ang nangyari ho ay nagbukas po ng malasakit center. Ang malasakit center is ang one-stop shop. Kung may sakit, kung mahirap, nandun ho lahat. Nandun ang PCSO, nandun ho yung PAGCOR, nandun ho yung DOH. At kung kailangan mo ng medical assistance, ibibigyan ka agad-agad ng medical assistance. Now, if kulang ang pera mo sa pagbayad ng iyong medical bills, ay yung malasakit center ay meron po silang sariling pondo. Umabot ng mga 5 to 10 million a month. Okay? So, imbis na magbabayad pa yung pasyente doon sa balance ng kanyang bill, dahil may limit naman, may cap yung binibigay ng PAGCOR o ng PCSO o ng PhilHealth. Yung remaining balance na po ng malasakit center. So, ito po ay maganda at talagang nakakatulong sa ating mga mahirap na kababayan.
We're back on pros and cons, and today we're talking about the Palay crisis. Tama bang tawagin natin Palay crisis to? Rice prices crisis, no? So, una po natin dapat malaman, mga kababayan, ito bang pagbaba, no, nung presyo ng mga palay, no? In fact, affected din kami sa Nueva Ecija, no? So, I come from Nueva Ecija, and yun nga, yung mga tao ron, sasabi, ang baba talaga, no? Ito ba permanente, temporary, o hindi dapat matakot mga kababayan natin?
Well, it is a concern pero dapat po natin i-address. Unang-una po ay bigyan natin ng diin yung baba. Gaano po kababa ang referensya po ba natin yung last year or yung average? But definitely, bumaba po.
Bumaba
Yan po,
talaga.
sigurado po ron. Pangalawa po, gusto lang po natin bigyan ng diin sa pagsusuri po natin ng mga ating regional directors ay kung bumaba man ay hindi po lahat ng mga region ay apektado kasi may mga commercial traders.
Ano yung worst hit? Worst affected?
Meron pong yung tinamaan po ng habagat. Siyempre po, medyo nabulok po yan. So, 8 to 10 pesos.
Wow.
Meron naman pong 12, 13, 14. Ito po yung basa. At meron naman pong 16 to 17. Yung clean and dry with moisture content po na.
If I'm not mistaken,
12%.
parang ang puhunan yata dito around 12 pesos eh.
You're right,
Tapos ang
Usec.
baba nung buying, no? So, saan pwede i-attribute 'yon? Yung ano yung sabi mo challenges, no? Epekto ba 'yan ng climate, ng weather o ng Rice Tariffication Law implementation?
Nung last year po kasi, ang main, syempre po may mga epekto pong rice tarification, pero nung last year po kasi, kung titingnan natin historical, mataas po ang pagbili ng ating mga commercial. Umabot po ng 24 eh.
Okay.
But incidentally, dahil po marami pong nabili, at saka po, alam naman po natin na may pumasok na importasyon, kanya po sa ngayon may mga stock po sila na dapat unahin. Kanya po, siyempre, ang pagbili po nila ngayon ay mahinahon at saka po may kababaan.
So, dalawang problema yung nakikita po natin dito, mga kababayan. Baha ng tubig at baha ng imported rice. No, so both are working against the welfare of our local farmers, and that is an issue, that is a challenge that you are now addressing.
Tama.
And how?
Una po ay immediately in-identify po natin yung sinasabi nating region na affected.
Okay.
Surgical, out of the 2.11 million, meron pong 600,000 na naapektuhan po dito sa
200, what was that?
600,000 po.
600,000.
Out of the 2.11 million rice farmers accounted.
Okay.
At sa ngayon po, immediately nagbigay po tayo ng provision for credit sure aid. Ito po ay halagang 15,000, 1 billion, 1.5 billion po
Okay.
to. So 100,000 po dun sa 600,000.
Galing po ng DA ito?
Yes po, na nandoon po sa land bank in the form of credit ngayon.
Okay.
So, pangalawa po ay in-intensify po natin sa panig ng NFA na itong pagkakataong pagtingin at bilisan po niya yung pagbili niya at tutukuyin po natin yung mga natukoy na doon po sila bumili. Binigyan din po natin ng mga provision for drying facilities because mas maganda po ang moisture content niya, 14-12 at clean and dry. Siyempre po, le-level siya doon sa tamang presyo. Nabanggit po kanina na napagkasunduan na sa NFA
Opo,
Council na
yes.
magkaka-flat
Mahalaga
rate
yan.
na 19 pesos po.
19 pesos na
Clean and dry po.
Clean and dry
Yes
yun.
po.
Okay. So, hindi na ito yung 8 lang or what. Regardless of region.
Opo, at tututukan nga po natin yung mga
Yung
areang
mga
mabababa.
na talagang
Yes,
tinamaan.
opo,
Alright.
tinamaan.
Sec, well, are you satisfied with what the government's doing now, no, to at least cushion the impact of this crisis?
Siguro, Usec Joel, bago noon, gusto ko lang mag-comment na
Sige po.
itong issue po o problema sa pagbaba ng presyo ng
Okay.
palay, very concerned po tayo dyan, especially in the light of parating na po yung main harvest natin eh. Siguro katapusan po ng Setyembre,
Hanggang
at
October
Oktubre
yan.
ang umpisa po niyan. So kung bumababa na po ngayon, ang presyo ng palay, baka po lalong bababa. Marahil bababa pa po yun. In fact, ang data po sa Philippine Statistics Authority, sinasabi na mula September last year, na nag-upisa po yung krisis sa biglang pagtaas ng presyo ng bigas, from September up to early this year, first 6 months, of this year, 17% po ang pagbaba ng presyo ng palay. So ano pong impact nito?
Yes.
At the macro level, remember si Secretary Piñol nung bago siya bumaba, meron po siyang projection na pagpatuloy daw yung pagbaba ng presyo ng palay, malulugi ang mga magsasaka by, I think he mentioned 104 billion pesos ang pagkalugi.
Nationwide, no?
Nationwide na po yun, the whole year. Another group, the Philippine Chamber of Agriculture and Food, ang kanilang forecast 95 billion loss.
95?
Opo. Ngayon, on a per farmer basis, may sarili naman po kaming kalkulasyon sa FFF. First 6 months of the year, on the average, a typical rice farmer tilling 1 hectare of rice will probably see a drop in income of about 20,000 pesos for that
Particular harvest.
period alone. Opo. So, both at the macro level at saka individual level, talagang malakas ang tama. And ang question, ano bang, bakit po nangyaring gano'n?
Yan po yung
Opo.
next question ko actually.
I think
Tumbukin
Usec-
natin yung
Opo.
ugat ng problema.
Kombinasyon, well, basically po, ang rason, sumobra, I think, yung pasok po ng imported rice.
Okay. Bumaha nga.
Bumaha po. Kasi tayo po ay, ang sarili po nating mga magsasaka, we are able already to produce 93%
Okay.
of our total rice requirements in 1
Okay.
year. So, ibig sabihin, ang kulang na lang, 7%.
Yun dapat ang i-import na lang.
Pupunin po ng import. Ang problema po, ang pumasok po sa first 7 months up to end of July, 17% po 2.5 million metric tons.
Metric tons.
So naturalmente, pag ang laki ng pasok ng imported rice, it will exert pressure on the local price
the
of
local
rice
prices,
and palay. Yun po naging
So ano po
problema.
ang magiging
Opo,
dapat na tugon dyan?
Ang kwan po niyan, ang basic
Bawasan
cost-
yung importation?
Actually, alam niyo si Pangulong Duterte nung nakinig po ako sa kanyang pananalita. He was in Candon, I think, Ilocos Sur, July 25. Sabi niya, itigil natin yung importasyon ng bigas. Sabi niya at the very least during the harvest season. So, ang first reaction ko doon, Usec, hindi ba alam ni Presidente na bawal na po yung, malayo na po yung pag-angkat at saka ang gobyerno hindi na pwedeng magpigil ng, magpataw ng restrictions sa importasyon, QR.
Wala na yung
Opo.
quantitative restrictions.
But I thought, even if tinanggal po yung power na yon ng rice liberalization law, yung gut feeling Presidente, it was the correct policy response to this problem. Kasi pag sige po ang pagbaha ng bigas, dapat pigilin mo muna yung pagbaha. Kaya lang, wala na pong QR. So, nag-isip po din po kami, meron naman po sa batas natin yung tinatawag po na safeguard measures.
Mga safety nets.
Hindi po. Ang safeguard measure po, ibig sabihin po yun, pwede po natin patawan ng karagdagang tax, import tax.
Okay.
Para, if it makes the importation more expensive, medyo malilessen po
Siguro,
yung pagpasok.
before the harvest season, pwedeng
Sana po,
magpataw
oo.
ng ganon.
Sana po. At ang effect po nun, pag nagmahal po yung bigas gawa ng additional
Ng
tax,
import.
it is the effect is as if there is a QR.
I see.
So you satisfy the gut feel of the president, which I thought was the correct policy decision. Stop mo yung but in a way that is not against the law.
Yes.
It's provided by law, you can impose additional tariff. Meron po tinatawag na special safeguard, meron po yung general safeguard na mas permanente po yon. I think the DA is now, through Secretary Dar, are, I think, very positive in terms of following that suggestion.
So you believe
ito
that...
po ay compliant sa mismong thinking ng Presidente.
Yes.
And then, the other side, Usec, forget, the other side that must be addressed is the palay price itself. And this is where the buying of the NFA, of the palay at a relatively good price will be very important. But NFA will need weapons, yung karagdagang pondo, bodega space.
Yes. Kesa mabulok. Yun ang problema.
So I thought the President parang na-address niya yung both concerns How to stop the continuing flooding of imports. plus at the same
And
time
increase the
address
buying,
below.
raise the buying price of local palay. Is it doable? Is it feasible? Can we do that?
Natawa nga ako, Usec, parang nagkaroon ng meeting of minds. Ang kalihim na former.
Yan ang ganda sa pros and cons eh.
Yung
Nagkakaroon ng
former
meeting of the
kalihim
minds.
at saka yung ngayong kalihim, ano pa nag-meet ang minds. Tama po si Secretary Leonie. Immediately po, dalawa pong measure natin, the tariff measure and the non-tariff measure.
Wow.
Yung non-tariff measure ay pag-igtingin at higpitan pa natin yung mga safety at saka mga maximum residue level at saka pests analysis. Ang effect po niyan ay magko-comply sila, hindi muna hanggat na hindi nakapag-comply. That's one. The other one, yung pong mini-mention po ni Sir Leonie na the tariff measure, which we have two form, this the special safeguard at saka po yung general safeguard.
Okay.
With this general safeguard, ang i-identify na lang po natin, which is nakita na natin, it causes injury. And may prima facie evidence na po tayo. The Secretary immediately 2 days ago, nag-sign na po siya ng letter to initiate na ito'y merong prima facie, kasi procedure lang po yan. Sinulatan niya, within 5 days, kailangan po sumagot yung mga stakeholder. Then, ito po i-implement na natin. Pagkatapos po, pagkatapos ma-publish, 200 days. Wala muna pong, magbibigay po tayo ng karagdagang taripa na computed natin. Yung nga po sinasabi ni
Yun
Mr.
ngayon yung
Leonie.
sagot doon. So,
Yeah.
when we say safeguard, before we pause for a break, when we say safeguard, safeguarding who?
Safeguard po yan, siyempre.
The farmers.
That is right.
The local rice farmers.
The
So
goose
the
that
law-
lays the golden egg. The
Ayan.
farmers,
So the law has safeguard mechanisms.
Yes.
Alright?
Yes,
So na-i-implement pa lang, hindi pa...
Ang target po natin, timing is of essence, bago po magkatapusan tong September.
Ayun.
So dapat po yung naka-implement na.
Right. That's good. Well, let's first take a short break. We'll have more questions about today's topic when pros and cons returns. Stay tuned, mga kababayan.
Alcalam has been a very active partner of the Singaporean government. So we share our data on the security and peace and development in the region. The dialogue with the youth is very important as of now because same with Singapore, our country, or even specifically in Mindanao, we are composed of diverse people. Singapore may be a small country, but they were able to address a lot of issues in terms of governance and creating a government that really works for their people.
A society is fragile if one group views another as a threat. It is important to overcome the forces of division and build bridges instead of walls. Dialogue is essential in order to counter prejudice, ignorance, and intolerance. Point again, diversity is a source of strength. It does not have to be a source of contention and conflict. It makes our societies more vibrant and our lives richer. It is something we must cherish and protect.
Knowing the background of the president of Singapore, she's the first female president there and from the Malay breed, and it gives hope for the Muslim females here in Mindanao that we can also do something.
the students should be a priority because they are the future generations. So they have to be included in such dialogues so that they do not have, they will not be influenced by such extremists.
To my fellow youth, we need to engage ourselves to different community engagements. We need to open our minds so that we can see the society in a better perspective because we are the leaders of today and of tomorrow.
You're still watching Pros and Cons. First, let's look at what netizens are saying about today's issue, yung rice tariffication. So, gentlemen, meron po tayong poll question sa PNA website. Ang ating tanong ay, sa inyong palagay, nakabuti ba sa kabuhayan ng mga magsasaka ang implementasyon ng Rice Tariffication Law? Do you believe that the implementation of the Rice Tariffication Law has improved the living condition of farmers? Ang bumoto po, ang oo, sabi nila ay nakabuti, 23%. So, baba. So, naturally, yung hindi ay 77%. Meaning, looking at it, mas kailangan pang maipaliwanag talaga sa ating mga kababayan yung issue, no? Kasi, syempre, anxious din naman sila, baba, etc. So, kawawa yung mga magsasaka. But dito po sa programa natin, papaliwanag po natin lahat yan. First, gusto kong basahin a couple of comments from our followers. Unahin natin itong kay Johnny Yap. Sabi niya, kung bilhin lang sana ng masa ang bigas ng produkto ng ating magsasaka at sa presyo na ikabuhay nila, masaya sana. Kaya lang, ang gusto ng tao, mura eh. So, kawawa ang magsasaka. Sabi niya, yung buyer daw ang problema. I have this from... this is a lengthy one, pero malaman, kay Rolly Balaguer Tuazon. Sabi ni Sir Rolly, real talk. Yung nagdaang taon, nagmahal ang bigas dahil nagkaubusan ang bigas sa merkado at hindi dumating yung importation sa NFA. Tapos ngayon, tama, ano? Dumarami ang stock na bigas at nagmurang presyo, itong mga magsasaka naman, puro reklamo. Dapat ang hingin nyo, libre patubig, libre binhi, libre seedling, pati makinarya, libre na rin. Kasi di naman bawat buwan may anihan. Lalo na pag katapusan ng taon, lagi may kalamidad sa bansa. Real talk nga daw. And I agree with this observation. No? Bukod yung, sabi nga kanina, yung pagbaha ng tubig, meron din naman bumabaha ngayon ng importation. So, clearly, off the air, pinag-usapan po namin mga mahal naming taga-subaybay, yung meron palang safeguards talaga yung Rice Tariffication Law, no? At hindi naman pinababayaan. So, itong krisis na nararamdaman ng ating mga magsasaka ngayon, no? It's either dati nga naman, sabi ng isang nag-comment, walang supply. Di ba na problema, tapos nabubulok yung mga nasa tawag dito sa mga warehouses. Tapos ang mahal-mahal ng presyo. But this time around, maraming bigas. Ang problema, yung mga magsasaka. They are now feeling the brunt of this rice tariffication law. However, nag-explain nga kanina ni Usec, ito naman ay may kasagutan. Ito may ma-address. No? Kung maaari po sa ating mga ngayon lang nag-tune in, ano nga po uli yung mga safeguards na ito? Yung
General safeguard yun.
General safeguards, ito yung tariff and non-tariff. No? Pag sinabing tariff,
ito po yung tataasan po natin yung taripa.
Yung
Using the
taripa.
special power of the or authority of the Secretary.
okay. Ang intention po ron ay para maging competitive yung presyo ng local sa imported.
Tama.
So kung ako importer, mataas ang tariff, naturally, teka, wag muna.
Discourage.
Madi-discourage ako. And kasi pag binili ko yung mahal na ang taripa, mahal ko rin ibebenta yung aking bigas. So, bibili na lang ako sa ating magsasaka.
Tama.
So, we can do that. Tama po ba, Sec?
Ang effect po ng additional kasi, buwis sa imported rice, malilesen po yung presyo na ibaba yung presyo ng palay ng magsasaka.
Tama.
Pero kailangan sabayan din yan ng yung aggressive buying of palay through the NFA.
So, the NFA. Okay.
So yun po yung, I thought was the good second aspect of the President's thinking, na hindi lang sa itigilin mo yung pag-angkat,
Importation.
pero suportahin mo yung magsasaka sa pamagitan ng magandang presyo through the NFA's aggressive buying. Ang question na lang siguro dito, Usec, Joel, may sapat pang pondo.
Yeah.
NFA kasi yung 7 bilyong piso na inapprove po ng Kongreso sa pamimili po ng NFA ng palay sa ating mga magsasaka for buffer stocking, that's only good for a little over 400,000 metric tons of palay. Which is roughly 2% lang po ng ating kanyan
Total
production.
Total production.
So kung lalahatin mo, medyo baka doble pa, triple pa po sa annual budget ng DA if you want to buy everything. It's 150.
Magkano ang budget po ng natin sa DA or NFA sa pagbili ng
Tama po yung sinabi
lang po
ni
sa NFA.
7
But,
billion.
If you
7 billion
yeah, if you literally
for the entire year. For the entire
but it's only good for 2%.
That's right.
Of
That's 2%
total
of the
production. And gusto ng
entire
presidente 100% if it's 100%, easily you will need I think more than 150 billion pesos.
Something like that.
It's not feasible. Kaya nga si Secretary Dar, napansin ko, he's trying to mobilize also the provincial governors. Para madagdagan po yung 7 na bilyon ng NFA, kung madagdagan ng gobernador, may sarili silang pondo, maybe you can double 7 billion. But now, it's still not gonna be enough.
Pinpointing that problem, ano po yung kuha natin dyan? Yung, safety net, no? Kasi nga, 2% lang So, ano po yung mga paraan natin ginagawa?
Tutumbukin po natin yung problema sa presyo ngayon. So, number one, there is a recognition po ng NFA or DA alone could not solve the price or the buying factor. Kanya tama po si Sec Leon, yung ginawa po ng ating kalihim ay kinausap muna po niya yung 20 provinces producing rice. Kasi yan po ang mag-harvest At yung mga gobernador po doon ay nag-commit na. May model na po tayong dalawa, Nueva Ecija at saka Isabela, that they will be buying.
That is why, just recently, nabalita sa aming probinsya sa Nueva Ecija, yung si Governor nga, Umali ay mamimili nga yung local government. So ito pala yun.
And the part naman po ni DA, tutulungan po natin sila to capacitate and expedite their buying by providing them assistance in the form of sa land bank para madagdagan pa po yung naka-mark nila 200 million with lower interest rate para lumaki pa po yung pambili nila.
Right.
The other side of it, NFA is encouraged right now to do the buy, sell, and roll. Ibig sabihin po, yung nabili, yung dati mong nabiling imported, ay ibenta mo na kasi mabubulok yan, magpe-perish yan. Of course, the double effect will be number one, magkakaroon po sila ng additional fund. And the other side of it, baka yung pressure ng mataas naman na rice ay mais natin doon sa market. Yung pangatlo po, we even encourage institutional buyers and what they call government agencies like DSWD, Bucor, BJMP, na gamitin naman po yung local natin. At nagkaroon na po tayo ng ugnayan, MOA na pong pinag-uusapan dito. This is at present and looking forward. And finally po ay minamadali po natin yung implementing rules and regulation po ng Sagip-Saka kasi may provision po doon ng Sagip-Saka na yung mga tinukoy ko po ay hindi na po dadaan sa masalimuot na Government Procurement Act yung bidding. Pwede na po silang makipag-direct na purchase na sa ating mga magsasaka.
So the long and short of it, may sagot sa lahat ng problema natin ngayon. At ito na isinasagawa ng ating pamahalaan. Anyway, gentlemen, no? Sec Leonie and bitin si Usec. Talagang ganun po, 30 minutes lang ating program. But, dito na po, nagtatapos yung ating discussion and there you have it, folks, straight from the shoulder, right on the money. But before we go, we'd like to get our guests' message to our people. Unahin na po natin si Sec Leonie, inyo pong pahayag para sa ating mga kababayan.
Well, salamat Usec Joel at binigyan ninyo kami ng pagkakataon na ipaliwanag ng kahit papano yung kasalukuyang problema po sa industriya ng bigas, lalo na po na ating mga magsasaka. Kasi natatabunan po ng ibang issue In fact, yung susunod po nating guest, mukhang mas popular po sa mainstream media kaysa yung problema po ng ating mga magsasaka. Kaya salamat po sa oportunidad na ito.
Yun po ang role ng pros and cons para mapag-usapan yung mga ganyan. Maraming salamat, Sec. Usec.
Usec Joel, nung una pong imbitahan nyo kami, immediately po sa marami yung tagapakinig, tagapanood, ay medyo nais din po ang pressure sa amin. Siguro nga po malaking bagay na napapaalam natin sa mga manonood, sa mga manunuri, kung what the government is doing. And of course, how do these affected ones are gonna coordinate with us. At ang sinasabi nga po natin na may mga birth pains po lahat ng pagbabago. So, yung effect po ay nandiyan na. Pero meron din naman po mga solusyon. Pagtulong-tulungan lang po natin.
We're still learning. Nasa learning curve pa at nag-a-adjust pa. At yan, natutumbok natin yung problema, natutumbok na rin yung solusyon. Anyway, thank you very much po, Sec Leonie and Usec. Tune in next week as we discuss another issue of national interest. For your comments, suggestions, and questions, visit our Facebook page and the PNA website. You may be for or against. You may agree or disagree. In the end, we're all Filipinos working towards the same goals. Will you choose what's right? Or will you stay on your side of the truth? Once again, this is Philippine News Agency Supervising Undersecretary Joel Sy Egco. Thank you and see you on the next episode of Pros and Cons.